Coach, as far as home field advantages go in the playoffs, there are few tougher places on a visiting team than this one. Sold-out Broncos Stadium at Mile High in Denver. Straight ahead, it's Wild Card Weekend, and we've got a great one in store between our visitors and the Denver Broncos. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the postseason on EA Sports. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, that's really all I need to say to get you fired up. It's the postseason on EA Sports.
And no one's more fired up than the guys who are going to be playing in this game. This is what they fought for all year long. Go back to the OTAs, the mini camps, training camp, throughout the season to get to the playoffs. The intensity level will be off the charts.
What twists and turns will January have in store for us? The NFL playoffs are officially underway. This will be taken in at the 1. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. So here's the Charger offense making their way out. They'll be led out by their veteran quarterback out of North Carolina State. It's Phillip Rivers.
In some ways, he reminds me of a past NFL great who played the quarterback position as well. Jawing with the opposition, trash talking a little bit, doesn't mind getting hit and battered around some that kind of gets him into the game. But once it's time to lock in, Phillip Rivers does that as well as any quarterback in the league.
First carry for Austin Eckler, who's a Colorado native. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. And the offensive starters here for Los Angeles.
I don't think it's hyperbole to say that Mike Pouncey's one of the best centers in the league. And to me, he helped usher in that new wave of centers. Agile, able to get to the second level and block people downfield, able to pull like a guard and get out in front of ball carriers, and pass protects really well, helps keep his quarterbacks clean.
On second down, Eckler. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up third down.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
3 and out, a real danger here on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 12. From the gun, Rivers. He'll get this to Eckler. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit. But get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are. You know, make him make someone miss in the open field.
So here are the Broncos backed up to start their initial drive. They will be led out by a second-round pick in 2019. Out of Missouri, it's Drew Lock. Lock and the Broncos going to come up 1st and 10 at their own 14-yard line. They'll start on the ground with Lindsey. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on second down.
Watch the twist. 31.
On second down, a run with Lindsey. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Second and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on third down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
I got you, son. I got you, son. Check. My 52. Yeah.
First carry of the game here for Royce Freeman. Trucks through him.
Oh, man, right through him.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
Now that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up first downs.
A couple of first downs has the football positioned at the 43 as they come up first and 10.
Recon, 132 fighter.
Lock now on first down. Left side here, that's the tight end Fant. And they regroup defensively after the broken tackle, getting to him just beyond the 45. The completion good for 3, and it's second down. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1.
Ready.
On second down now. It's Lindsey. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. He's able to rip off 32 on that one. It's a first down. You were telling me this yesterday. That's exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for first and 10. Back to the ground, this time with Freeman. And he's got 4 down inside the 20 to the 18. Here are the starters defensively for the Chargers. They were terrific last week in the victory over Kansas City.
This defense has a lot to be proud of coming off of the game they played last week. When you only give up 14 points in a game, not only do you give your team a chance to win, you fully expect to win because you figure your offense is going to score more than that.
Protein spill.
52, right 52. Tighten up. Pull it together.
X3, 218, chopper. Set go.
To throw on second and 6. Lock, flush to his right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Denzel Perryman coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
But enough takes a start to have a good drive, quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
No, now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Matchbox lights.
Watch it. Check 43.
On 3rd and long, it's Lock. And he's going to go down again. Joey Bosa, he's the one to get him this time, and back-to-back sacks brings up 4th down. Charles, a little bit of feast or famine on this drive. They moved the ball okay, but they've been sacked twice now.
And they've got to figure out how to plug that leak a little bit, right? Keep them away from the quarterback because when he's not being hit, as you mentioned, they're moving the ball well.
Every possession in the postseason magnified. And look, it's just the opening drive. They didn't get the touchdown they wanted, but at least they got on the board.
They got on the board. They've got their home crowd into it as well. And remember, in the playoffs, the game slows down a little bit. So every point is precious.
This is taken at his 4. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. Now this offense about ready to take over again. And work with me here. Is this overhyped or not? You've got a warm weather team on the road in January, and it's cold. What's the deal? Is that a factor or is it not a factor?
I think a lot of it depends on the personality of your head coach and how you prepare for things. And some things you just can't prepare for. If you're coming from a warm weather site, you can't make it cold enough like it is here in this ball game. But what you can do is just tell the guys, dress for the weather, and then play like we always play. And as the game goes along, typically those guys out there playing, you warm up enough that it really shouldn't affect you quite the same way. Now, if that's all you talk about, if you put that in the heads of your players, it'll affect them in a big way.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. Up front, the struggles continue for this offense among the line. What can they do? Change the play calling? What?
I think part of that, yes, changing some of the play calls, some screens, some draws, some misdirection. If you want to run any type of a play that will influence these guys to continue to get upfield and find a way to use that against them and slip things in behind them. So some quick passes could work as well.
Defensively, we check the starters now for Denver. They played really well in the win over the Raiders a week ago.
Anytime you can hold a team to less than 10 points, your expectation of winning that game is sky high. In fact, you'd absolutely be stunned to come away with a loss.
Gets it to Benjamin. It's caught. Oh, and now some space to operate. Touchdown, L.A. Travis Benjamin, 54 yards. And the Chargers have taken the lead. They talked about stringing together some explosive plays here in the playoffs. That was a pretty explosive play.
It certainly was. And if you're going to win on the road, it certainly helps to have big playability in your hip pocket, doesn't it?
Just a 4-play drive that time. And it winds up with a touchdown for Los Angeles. Now this offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. They come in as a 3 seed, and this will very likely the last home game of the season for them, even if they win this one. But while they wanted one of those top 2 spots, they're still in a pretty good position.
They are, and let's face it, any team that gets into the playoffs, as far as I'm concerned, they're in a good position because they're doing what the rest of the league wants. A lot of people are sitting at home watching them, but you made a good point. Everyone is vying for one of the top 2 spots. You get an opening, get a week off, don't have to play that opening week, and then you get a chance to collect yourself and see how everything else falls. But all in all, number 3 spot, they'll take it and run with it.
Yeah, maybe they get a win here and get some momentum. Now that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Bronco first down. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Second quarter about to begin from Denver. It's the Broncos in possession of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Slam, slam, slam. Whip. Look at me. Go.
On first down, right back to Lindsey. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. 12 more yards there and another first down.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What is it, 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to that end zone real fast.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. On 1st and 10, it's Lindsey. Into the secondary again. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
Well, think of it like you would a typical boxing match. The person is on his heels and absorbing blows, is having a tough time. And that's what's happening to the defense right now because the offense is on his toes and punching. And there was another first down run right there.
I can't believe they even let you play.
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Taking it in from 14 yards out. And the Broncos have retaken the lead.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you've got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And to no one's surprise here in Denver, that'll carry through the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now this offense ready to head back out there. They just did manage to sneak into the playoffs as a 6th seed, so it's a tough road ahead. They would need to win 3 games on the road in January, but there's 20 other teams who wouldn't mind being on that road.
You're exactly right about that. But
now a hit, and Rivers lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Now a deep ball going to be caught here near midfield. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain. The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. Off the play fake here, Rivers. Benjamin with it over the middle. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. It's a gain of 34. But one thing's for sure, they're going to have to come up with something at halftime because he is absolutely roasting them right now.
They're going to go through the whole litany of things, changing coverages, what are we going to do to put a man on him? The big thing to me is treat it like a good pitcher treats pitching a game. Change your timing, change your location. So sometimes you're up on him, sometimes you're back. Just change up the looks that he sees and make him just a little bit more hesitant.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Here's Rivers. And this is complete. It's Allen. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a 1st down.
I think a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker, and you've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry, the ball gets tipped in the air. Because if that happens, then it's fair game for the defense.
And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they?
Yeah, didn't get the push they needed. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Third and goal for Rivers. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
This will be fielded at the 6. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And it's a unit last drive that did it all on the ground, Charles.
And they controlled it from the interior, big on big, right? Offensive lineman versus defensive lineman. But you know, in order to keep the football moving downfield, other people have to get involved as well. Your wide receivers, your tight ends, lead runners, anything that you have possible to get in front and keep the ball moving.
Now the defense may be looking out for a pass coming up. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Now a carry for Lindsey. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
This guy's well on his way now to a big game on the ground. It's another good run there. Puts him over the century mark in yardage, and we're still in the second quarter.
They'll run on first down. It's Freeman. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Royce Freeman with his second touchdown here in this first half as his guys are able to regain the lead. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. I can get some more. And it'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
So Rivers will lead the Chargers up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Rivers now to throw on first down. He's airing it out for Williams. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They have to be pleased with the way that they've moved the football thus far.
And why wouldn't they be? 2 touchdowns on a field goal in their first 3 possessions. They're playing so well right now, the field goal probably feels like a disappointment.
After the turnover, here's Locke. He's got his big tight end, Fant. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a first down. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. On first down, Lindsey. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it. So those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
Well, they don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On second down, it's Lindsay. 2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. A reminder coming up at the half, as we've done all year. We'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. Coach will have the lowdown on what's going on here in this wild card weekend as we begin on the road to Super Bowl 53 in Atlanta. That one 28 yards on the ground.
Brandon, they're still in the lead, but momentum's certainly been going the opposite direction. So to me, that's a really important pickup there on third down.
Try and regain some confidence, and you're right. They need to stem the tide a little bit. That certainly helped. Now it's Freeman. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Credit the tackle to Brandon Mebane.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On second down now, it's Lindsay. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10.
You think you gonna get this? You think you gonna get this?
They'll run here with Lindsay. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Check the backer, check the backer.
They'll look to run with Freeman. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver. Touchdown. Royce Freeman as the first half is winding down. And the Broncos push further out in front. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. But first, let's remind everyone what we have to look forward to in tomorrow's action in the AFC.
And just like that, on we head to half number 2. Both teams try to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Lock and the Broncos going to come up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Second half starts with a run by Lindsey. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage.
Watch Mike.
On 2nd and 12, Lock. Wide open receiver, complete. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Noah Fant, 77 yards. And the Broncos push further out in front. Well, look, this is a team, Charles, they faced adversity all year long. They had to fight and claw to win that division. But they're putting it all together here in the wild card game.
Feels like a statement, doesn't it? An absolute statement game, a message to the top seeds. Overlook us at your own peril. We're pretty darn good.
Extra point from McManus is good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. That drive started on their own 25. 2 plays, 75 yards later, into the end zone. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36. Now we'll look at the Chargers offense. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. Chargers in good field position to start out, 1st and 10. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
That throw into the arms of Allen, and he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. And to the right side here, it's Allen. And they're going to have this way down deep in Denver territory. Rivers to Allen on the hook up there. And even 40 yards. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well and get a few steps.
And he's in for a Charger touchdown. A 16-yard touchdown. And the Chargers, they're able to cut into that deficit. Bryant now to tack on the extra point.
All the receivers in the league are plenty good enough. Otherwise, they wouldn't make it in the NFL. But the ones that go to the Pro Bowl, they have refined route running ability.
So that drive, 4 plays. And it ends with the Chargers getting into the end zone. And after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. And Denver getting set to take the field. They were able to extend their lead with an opening drive touchdown here in the 3rd quarter, but that just got matched a moment ago.
So we know that what they discussed at the half worked. Now, what are the counters to that, right? You don't just run the same things over and over. Some do, but many will also show something and then come back with something else to keep the defense off balance.
Hey, Sam off. Go. Ready.
The drive will commence with a run by Lindsey. And they're able to get get this one across the 35. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down. It's been a remarkable day at the office for him running the football. Those yards just continue to pile well past 100.
And how about more than double-digit carries in the second half alone? That's what you want as a runner, because you've got to prove to your offensive line that you're going to be as tough as they are. They don't rotate in and out on every play. Running backs often do, so those who can stay out there with their offensive linemen, those are the guys they really value.
But he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. That good for 22 and a first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point. Going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Back-to-back good plays. Have them on the move on first down.
Check three.
Freeman. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Throwing on first down is Locke. Complete out right to Jake Butt. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Tackle made by Thomas Davis.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
An extra defensive back on the field for the Chargers now on third down.
Switch. Recon, 132 fighter. Check 25. Hey, Alpha.
From the gun on third down, Locke. And that will be incomplete. Adrian Phillips there to knock that one away.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on third down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a fourth down decision.
The kick by McManus is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
And things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front seven? As they got closer to their goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Now a hit, and Rivers lost the football. And they're already in the red zone. The 18-yard line is where they take over. The pocket collapsed around him. I know we talk about it a lot, but a QB has to have that sixth sense, doesn't he?
He really does, and I know of one team at one point was training their quarterback with that time frame, and anytime he didn't get rid of the ball within the right amount of time, they would blow a horn or blow a whistle to show him this is what that time is, just what you're talking about, training him to understand this is the amount you have, make sure the ball's gone. Didn't happen in this case.
Look at me, zipper. Rock it.
They'll run on first down. Lindsey. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. An 18-yard touchdown run. And the Broncos use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6.
The touchdown was scored by the runner, but the offensive line, they feel like it's theirs. They blocked that one up perfectly, allowed him easy access to the end zone.
Well, they got the ball in great field position. One play later, boom, end zone. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Chargers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
180! 180!
On 2nd and 7, Rivers. Hunter Henry brings it in. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a first down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control.
And the Broncos get there and take him down. Von Miller in there for sack number 127 in his great career, moving it past Kansas City Hall of Famer Derek Thomas on the all-time list. Now the Broncos are going to take a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Rivers hands off to Eckler. Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. On to stop that time, it was Josie Jewell.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got to just pin their ears back and get after him now.
3rd and long for Rivers. And this complete to Henry over the middle. And he can only get this to the 42-yard line. And that is not near enough. It'll be a gain of 12, but it will also lead to 4th down.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
They'll run. It's Lindsey. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. 1 quarter remains for the right to survive round 1 here in the AFC. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
He's crashing. He's checking crash.
And now a 10th carry for Freeman. And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
Hey, check 24, check 24.
Now to the air, Rock. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down.
Let's go. X3, 218, chopper. Undercrunch, undercrunch, undercrunch. Ready.
To throw it is Locke. Open man, and that's his tight end, Jake Butt. And he will have the 1st down as he's brought down up near midfield. Give him 7 yards on the play as they do pick up the 3rd down conversion. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
On 1st down, it's Lindsey. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Denzel Perryman there to bring him down. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
Crash. Kill.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Locke. Dance, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Melvin Ingram in there to get him. It's a loss of 5.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Block working out of the gun. Looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But hey, listen, there's going to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
Now throwing on 1st down and completing it. And they're going to have this way down deep in Denver territory. A big play there on the catch and run. And even 60 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone. Running on 1st down, Eckler. And he'll find his way down right around the 12. 2 yards that time. A stark contrast from the big chunk on the previous play. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Mike 51, Mike 51.
And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. A 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Chargers are able to close the gap just a bit. And now Rivers will lead the Chargers up to go for 2. From the shotgun, it's Rivers. And he's got it. And he will not make it to the goal line. The defense holds him here. And this is still a 3-score game as the lead remains 18. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And the Broncos are going to get the football. Now they're down big here in the fourth. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
They'll run on first down. Lindsey. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
From the 41, Locke. He's got Jake Butt, his tight end. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. That gain of 9 buys them a new set of downs. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. On 1st and 10, here's Locke. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. They had the lead in the fourth, but still passing. Finding the big target for the touchdown. Now that lead grows even more.
Everybody gets to join in the fun. You know, it doesn't have to just be the wide receivers catching touchdown passes. The tight end doesn't just have to do just the dirty work inside. He gets a chance to get into the end zone as well.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once we were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. A throw over the middle. Taken in and to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. That one a first down pickup of 8. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. To throw, Rivers. And right side, Henry's got it. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. The Chargers passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another first.
The beauty of route running is it doesn't matter what position. Everyone's doing the same thing. In this case, tight end, selling the vertical route. Get the defensive back on his heels, break off for the corner. And with good timing, you get a completion as we just saw there.
Rivers on first down. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. To throw again. Rivers letting one go deep for the end zone. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Rivers to throw it. And that will be incomplete as well. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
And a nice return sets them up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. So out now comes the offense back onto the field. And they have made this look easy. I mean, there's not supposed to be anything easy about the NFL playoffs, but this lead, yes, they're at home, but this has been impressive.
And we hear all the time when upsets happen, teams go on the road, that maybe home field advantage isn't all it's cracked up to be. But you and I both know the reality is teams really fight hard to get it. Why? You don't ever have to change routine. Everything's familiar going into the game. It makes things easier, and that has paid off for them in a big way in this contest.
Getting into the playoffs is one thing. Now they get to move on. Just 8 teams left.
The dream stays alive. Everyone's gunning for the Super Bowl. That's the ultimate. But you have to get there in incremental steps. One win today gets them one step closer.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. The Broncos are winners as we say so.